Hi and Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome back to Whitetail Acres Farm. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It will not only help support our farm, but you'll also be able to keep up with all of the exciting things that we have in store for the new year. I'll actually be making another video in the next week or so to share with you all of our major goals for 2026. We have some pretty big ones on there that we're really excited about, one of which is a very big one, and we'll give you a little sneak peek on that. Well, while the rest of the world is still recouping from celebrating and ringing in the new year, we're busy with giving the animals some extra love and attention and restocking on supplies to help us and the animals get through the winter. In fact, we have to pull the trailer out and get that hooked up so we can head out and pick up some much needed supplies. Any idea what it could be? But before we're able to get out on the road, we have to first make sure the animals are all squared away. So like I said, we had to put a bale out for the herd. They've been going through hay very quickly, not only because we have a couple extra head of cattle this year, but they also have been enjoying pulling the hay out and making some bedding for themselves around the hay ring, which is a little frustrating because it's a waste of hay, but at the same time we don't mind because it helps keep them happy and comfortable. They love laying on the hay. It's nice and fluffy and comfortable for them, but then also as they make messes on the hay and they stir all of that up, all of that natural bacteria starts to break down and creates heat. So it's actually a nice warm area for them to be able to relax in the sun. And while we're over at the livestock barn here, we're going to check in on the 3 new young Hereford heifers that we got just a short while ago. This is their first winter with us, but they've been doing really great, and we've been just trying to give them lots of love and attention and treats, as you can see. They're just a joy to have, and these are 3 of our cattle that are going to be permanent fixtures on our property. And we can't forget to spoil all the barn cats. We have several. These are 3 of them that are usually consistent with staying in the barn. The others are usually out and about and visiting neighbors or exploring the property. But these 3 here are always around, and they are just so much fun. And lastly, while we're in the barn here, we need to replace the stock tank de-icer. We love this de-icer because we can let it just sit at the bottom of the water tub and it heats the water up just enough for the water to not freeze. It's a necessity during the winters here, and we really rely on it. The one we have stopped working, and we have been having to come out here a couple of times a day on these cold days to break up the ice so that the cattle can drink. Our new de-icer just came in the mail, so we need to get that one all set up. And while we're at it, we're going to double check the outlets too to make sure they're still working. Okay, now time to get the trailer ready for our trip. Ryan's checking the tire pressure and giving the trailer a once over before we take it on the road. So, were you able to guess what we need to pick up? If you guessed straw, you would be right. We're currently running low on straw for bedding for the cattle pens. Since we try to keep the herd as healthy as possible, we prefer not to use most straw because it's treated with pesticides and other chemicals. There's this really wonderful farmer we know who makes organic straw, but it's a little bit of a drive to get there. So when we're able to, and we can get to his farm, we stock up on the whole trailer full of bales. Our cattle also like eating the straw we put down for bedding, so having organic straw gives us that little extra peace of mind when they decide to make their bed a snack. Now that we're back from picking up our nice big trailer full of straw and getting us restocked here for the winter, we have to go check on the chickens, and they're doing great. We made a lot of modifications just recently to their coop here, where we've got these really cool hanging waters that also have a de-icer mechanism in it, so that way they don't freeze, which has been a blessing and are working wonderfully. And they just love their new toys and all the fresh bedding that they have down. And they're actually starting to use their roosts and their nest boxes more, which is great to see. And these two right here are so funny. Almost every time we're in the coop now, we find them together. I guess they're best friends. I don't know. But it's really cute. So I'm glad to see that these chickens are really good, picking up any last few eggs that they may have dropped this afternoon, and getting back over to the barn so we can visit our little cute sweet heifers again. I just love spending time with them, and the kids have been really enjoying spending time with them as well. They are so sweet, especially this one right here. Her name's Buttercup. The kids have named her. And she is just the nicest and most gentle. The other two are still shy, and we're trying to hand feed them and try to warm up to letting them pet us, which we're getting better at. But the Buttercup there, she's super friendly, and she loves having her neck scratched and loves being loved on. And this herd couldn't look more content, could they? They just love hanging around their ring and just relaxing out in this nice cool weather, and especially when the sun is out, they just love that. But it's time to call them in as well, because we need to make sure that we feed them their dinner for the evening. And once they're all squared away with their food, we have one more chore that we need to take care of before we can actually head in ourselves. But first, our priority is the animals. Now that the cattle are all stocked up with hay, we need to restock the house with firewood. We cut and stack our firewood 2 years in advance, so it has plenty of time to dry before we use it. This stack here has aged and dried well, so we're loading up our gator to bring more wood to our home and stack the wood on the rack there. With the temperatures getting so low now, we love using our wood stove for heat. Plus, there's something just so relaxing and comforting when ending the day by a fire. Well, we're going to get this wood over to the house and then settle down for the evening. Thank you for being with us today, and we will see you on the next one.